Today's AskReddit post. Who saw you naked that you want to forget about? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. My new neighbor. Our backyard caught fire one morning. I woke up and noticed a weird orange pattern on the ceiling, realized it wasn't dawn, and looked out my back window to see what was going on. Backyard was ablaze. I got up and yelled for my husband and ran to the kitchen to get the fire extinguisher, then ran out back to put out the fire. Unfortunately, I sleep naked. Wasn't thinking about that when I went to go put out the fire. I died a little inside, but didn't really die, so I forced myself to get over it. Lem just say, I see my neighbor out there putting out fires, titties flapping in the smoke. The first thing I'd think is, damn, I know who I want on my team for the zombie apocalypse. That's stuck in badass. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. A friend. But because then she talked about it to the whole class. Very awkward. I'm sure they were talking about the big hips. About 15 years ago, I was making breakfast nude, alone in my apartment. Apparently, I forgot to lock the door, and my senile 90-plus-year-old neighbor from across the hall just opens the door and walks in. We both scared the poop out of each other. 3 days later, her son is out in the hall asking me if I want any of her furniture. Apparently she died. I didn't tell him about the incident, but I'm pretty sure I gave her a heart attack. Got me a new chair for my office though. Asterisk yeah. It was weird. The lawyer said that she added you to the will a couple of days ago, like out of nowhere. Asterisk. 69% of the estate in the will. My fiance's friend. My fiancé and I had just finished doing the dirty and our dogs were going wild out in the living room. Now we live in a very rural area with no neighbors, so I assumed it was a deer or some other animal that was making the dogs go wild. It was nighttime, and I was still naked as I walked to the front sliding door, only to be greeted by her friend behind the door, who ops laughs were had after I scampered off into the darkness in embarrassment after. Oops and laughs is very on brand for rural behavior. This was the day after a college festival, when I had an assignment to submit in the morning. I was pretty drunk the night before, so I asked my friend to take my assignment from my room and submit it. Without realizing it entirely, I slept but naked because it was too hot, and I wake up to find that my assignment is not there. I get a text from my friend saying that he submitted it. We have never looked each other in the eye since. That's a good friend right there. Showed my family my cool boxes my girlfriend gave me one Christmas. My penis slipped out, and my sister yells, oh my god, it's his pee-pee. Whole family saw it. My grandma laughed so hard I thought she may die from lack of oxygen. This is why I don't show my underwear while I'm wearing them. If I'm in the right area where I can have them on standby, I just grab them out of the dresser or wait until I'm not wearing them. That's what Op did. Unfortunately, the underwear is called the penis trapper and takes the penis with it, even when he take the underwear off. My boyfriend's brother and dad. Knocking is not something they are familiar with. Will be investing in a door lock. I feel sorry for everyone who saw me naked. Put that on my gravestone. The number only increases when you die. My grandmother-in-law. Her and my mother-in-law pressured/guilted me super hard into letting her be in the delivery room when my son was born 10 years ago. I was bad at sticking up for myself back then and caved. She saw it all when I was pushing him out. Also, for some reason the doctor handed my son to her first before either myself or his dad had even held him, which I'm still pretty salty about. Wow. It's kinda impressive that such a short story can establish the pooptiness of so many people. My coworker. I forgot to lock the bathroom door in my haste, and I was in the middle of putting in a tampon. Pants down. Full bare ass to the door with my hand shoved up my vagina when my poor coworker walked in. Immediately apologized and slammed the door shut and locked it. My grandma. Didn't know grandma stayed when mom went to store. Grandma always went. Grandma was in living room when I strolled to kitchen. You use grandma the way Norman Bates uses mother. sister-in-law. So I'm standing there trying on some new boots. Square-toed cowboy boots. Those were the only thing I was wearing. I'm facing the mirror with my ass facing the door. I didn't see her come in, but I heard the door slam. In my defense, I wasn't expecting company and I never locked bedroom doors. I don't know why, but this comment made me laugh the hardest of all of them. LMAO. My friend's grandma. She licked her lips. Did you make a move? Asking the real questions. My apartment complex remodeled all ladex and replaced the 4-foot privacy wall I had with railing. First morning after it's finished, and my dumb and naked ass opened the drapes and the sliding glass door to a group of kids walking to school. There was screaming. There was crying. There was laughing. Later, the cops came. I'm so lucky I'm not on a list. Lucky, yes. But it's ducked up you even have the chance to be branded on a list for minor mistakes like that. Just as it's not justice to put someone on a list for having consensual intercourse while underage, or while your partner is 1 year younger, the system does not follow the spirit it was intended. I stripped for 6 years somehow. A man knew my grandpa and I begged him not to tell lol. In a random city not connected to my family. Love seeing the stripping to real estate agent progression. In a way, those two professions are very similar. They both heavily favor attractive people and your whole job is to emotionally persuade people. If you have good looks and people skills, you'll do great at both. I meant to send a nude to a friend on Snapchat. Somehow I posted it publicly, and it was my sister who had to let me know I'd mucked that up. Reminds me of the early days of Facebook, when you'd see someone's barely computer literate older relative looking for porn, and mistakenly enter their search engine queries as a series of status updates. No flipping way. This was a thing. Question mark? Exclamation mark. Question mark? You have no idea how badly I want to subject myself to this level of cringe at the moment. That one huntsman spider at the corner of the bathroom at my friend's place. Did the huntsman thank you for the show, mate? My whole family. In 7th grade I passed out in the shower and impaled my leg on the shower nozzle. Thingy almost hit my femoral artery and I almost died. Whole house was awake. My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and my brother's girlfriend at the time, and my mom was screaming which woke everybody up. Jesus, I actually forgot about that until just now. It was very traumatic. How pointy is that shower nozzle thingy? WTF. Ex-girlfriend's mom walked into the bathroom as I got out of the shower. She thought flashing her tits would make the awkward situation better. It didn't. The thought process is amazing. 1. Awkward encounter. 2. Execute tit flash. 3. Smile and nod. I met someone from my office by chance on a nude beach. She was there with her family. I don't care, but we never mention it. You regret her seeing you naked but you don't care? My mom. I accidentally sent her a picture meant for my now husband of his penis in my vagina. If she's been badgering about grandkids, I would have turned this into a power move. Look mom, we are trying, okay? Dang. I should have done this to my husband's mom, and then every time she or another family member tries to bring it up I can be like, oh believe me, we are trying. Mill knows all about it. The doctors when I was born. What a bunch of perverts. That's on you for not putting something on before you were born. I was at my aunt's house. I went to the toilet to pee, and the lock wasn't fixed. I had a semi-hard penis while peeing. After peeing I was holding my penis in my hand to clean it. The aunt came in. I was scared, but she smiled, and made it even worse. I usually skip this part. I skip. Then suddenly the aunt is on the floor with the cock in her mouth and I feel I missed a vital element of the story and back it up to see what I missed. None. In fact I'd like more people to see me naked. Assuming they appreciate what they see, lol. I mean you can post nudes. Nudes in clown makeup would be strange. No? After my puberty, I was only seen naked by guys in gym shower and my intercordial partners. My life is boring. You can send nudes to me. If you want. You don't want to see them. Believe me. That hot nurse I had to explain and show her infected area on my cleft from working and sweating a lot. I felt so bad for her because I had coated the area in diaper cream previous to the appointment. My buddy's nurse was cute AF when he had his appendix out. Lucky for him, he was charming enough to pull the "hey, you already saw it" card and took her out a few times. I had a cute nurse for my vasectomy. It was as nerve-wracking as the actual surgery as I tried not to overthink her positioning everything for the doctor. The vacuum cleaner man. He's seen my tits. Hey. Random question, but do you need any carpet cleaning services done by any chance? I walked into my boss office when he was changing once. He was getting ready for a charity 5k and said "come in" when I knocked to point out an error on a pamphlet he made for the event. He was super embarrassed and shooed me out. But I'm still wondering why he said "come in" the first place. People were asking me if I at least saw how long it was. I didn't see where it started, but I saw where it ended. The hot nurse, a nursing student who had to see me, a guy with a yeast infection. Ugh, that's pain I never want to experience again. I had testicular cancer, so a series of women fondled my scrotum. I kind of felt sorry for them, and I was pretty much always cracking jokes. My surgeon's resident asked if I wanted a prosthetic testicle to replace the one they were removing, and I told her I wanted it only if it came with Bluetooth. I don't really have anyone I wish didn't see me naked. If they did, there was usually a pretty good reason for it. Lol. When I was 10, I forgot to take my towel, so I just went naked to grab one. Since I thought nobody was around, and suddenly my older male cousin comes in and sees me naked. I used to run from the bathroom to my bedroom naked after taking my shower, having to pass through the living room. I guess before I ever started developing I didn't give a poop if anyone in my family saw me naked, and they didn't care either. One day I didn't realize my teenage brother's friend was over, and I was mortified. Started being fully clothed in all common areas after that. Lol. High school girlfriend's mom. She walked in on us while I was absolutely balls deep in her daughter. I was circumcised at the age of 7, and the surgeon had tied the sutures in a way that left a couple skin knots on the scar line. Well, when I was 18, I used my account under the family computer to take photos of my flaccid and erect penis to send to a different surgeon. Little did I know that my aunt, who was the administrator, had full access to the deleted folder under my account. So my aunt saw my erect penis and then sent the photos to my dad, who then confronted me about it. I had to explain to him exactly what happened and how I hated being circumcised. It was a whole thing that I can never fully get over. Her aunt is a cunt. Unfortunately, you are correct. My homie told me he saw me naked at our first sleepover at his house, but seems like I already forgot cause I have absolutely no memory of that. I used to be a figure model. I ended up working at the place I modeled at. The owner of the company was odd, but I thought he was just quirky and thought nothing of it. He told me I was the prettiest girl in town. I assumed it was just a compliment. Months after working there, he licked my face and told me it was a joke. I started to want to leave, but I was scared, so I pretended not to be upset. Since then I have left, but I found out that they had cameras and he watches all the figure modeling sessions from them. Bro just casually licked your face. WTF. A few people, but the naked part wasn't necessarily the part that I want to forget. Can we get some more context? My grandpa when I was cuddling with my then girlfriend in high school. Thankfully we had the sheets partially on. Then again he's passed since, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Other than that I don't really care. Seeing your friends and family naked in a sauna for example is very normal where I'm from. Cousin. Alabama enters the chat. Regrets. Asterisk LAUGHS in FINNISH asterisk. Enter a Swedish or Finnish sauna naked and nobody bats an eye. But enter a Danish sauna naked and everybody loses their minds. Does the mirror count? r/Suicide Edwards. My entire local friend group watched me lose my virginity, watching through a basement window. Don't ask. To make things a billion times worse, they told the one friend that wasn't there that they got some super dank weed and he needed to rush over to get some before it was gone. He completely came barreling down the basement steps, scaring the absolute hell out of us. In a panic to get my clothes on, I grabbed her pants, which were way too small. So I'm standing there, naked, erect, and hopping around in 1 foot trying to put girl pants on, and everybody got to see. If there is any bright side, nobody ever made a dick joke about me, I guess. You really brushed over that bit about them all watching through the window. Saying don't ask just gives me more questions. My ex's little sister. They only had one bathroom and I guess she thought it was someone else in there. We never spoke of it. My neighbor who works with chickens often leaves rejected eggs for us at the back door. This was in the first UK lockdown and I live in a rural area, so not much going on. I had just finished an exercise session and thought I could get away with stripping off straight away to go shower. I was very wrong about that. He saw me, and I awkwardly tried to pretend I was not naked and hid behind my bike and waved. Why did I do this? I just don't know. He averted his eyes, grinned as he was walking away, and looked back as if to say, did I really just see that? Now a bit difficult avoiding the neighbor full time, but I've crushed it. Being a nude beach goer, I can't even begin to calculate the number of people that have seen me naked. In many cases, I'm sure they forgot it themselves mere seconds afterward. I don't like how my dog stares when I'm naked. What's he thinking? He can smell cancer cells. He knows what's going on. My ex. I wish I could forget seeing my parents naked. Why? That's pretty normal, right? My stepdad would have a shower and then walk around the house naked. When I was a teenager I would have to check the coast was clear for my girlfriend to either leave or use the toilet. Mandatory ops mom. Consensual ops mom. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.